In the automotive world, few debates spark as much passion as the one between turbocharged EcoBoost engines and naturally aspirated V8 power plants. For over a decade, these two engine types have defined different driving philosophies. One focused on modern efficiency, the other steeped in traditional raw power. As fuel economy regulations tightened and environmental concerns grew, automakers, especially Ford, invested heavily in downsized turbocharged engines like the EcoBoost. These engines promised V8-like performance with better fuel economy and reduced emissions. Still, V8 engines remain the gold standard for durability and performance in the eyes of many gearheads, particularly in the world of full-size trucks, muscle cars, and high-performance SUVs. But what happens when these engines are put through the real test? 100,000 miles of real-world driving. Which one costs less to maintain? Which one proves more reliable? This video dives deep into real ownership data, third-party studies, and expert insights to determine which engine wins in the long run. Understanding the technology behind each engine, EcoBoost technology. Ford's EcoBoost engines use a combination of direct fuel injection, turbocharging, variable valve timing. These technologies work together to boost power output while improving fuel efficiency. The concept is simple. Smaller engine displacement plus turbocharging equals more efficient performance. For example, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 in the Ford F-150 produces up to 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 makes up to 450 pound in the Raptor trim. These numbers rival or even surpass some traditional V8s, yet the EcoBoost engines offer better EPA fuel economy ratings. V8 engine basics. V8s are naturally aspirated, most of them, meaning they rely on engine displacement rather than forced induction. Known for linear power delivery and unmatched torque, V8s are commonly found in Ford Mustang GT 5.0-liter Coyote V8, Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra 5.3 liters and 6.2-liter V8s, Ram 1500 Hemi 5.7-liter V8. They're simple, proven, and mechanically less complex than turbocharged engines, advantages that often lead to better longevity under heavy use. Maintenance and reliability. After 100,000 miles. EcoBoost. Pros and cons in long-term use. Strengths, fuel efficiency. Many EcoBoost engines offer up to 20–25% better fuel economy than comparable V8s. Lower emissions. Smaller engine displacement leads to fewer emissions. Strong torque curve. Turbocharging means you get peak torque at lower RPMs. Potential weaknesses. Carbon buildup. Due to direct injection, EcoBoost engines may experience intake valve deposits. Turbocharger wear. Turbochargers are sensitive to oil quality and may require replacement if maintenance is neglected. Higher repair costs if issues arise. Turbo systems, intercoolers, and sensors are complex and expensive. Reliability data. A 2022 study by Consumer Reports found that Ford's 2.7-liter EcoBoost ranked among the top 10 engines for durability up to 150,000 miles. The same study reported fewer than average repair visits for EcoBoost-powered F-150s after 100,000 miles. V8 engines. Legendary for durability. Strengths. Simpler mechanics. No turbos, fewer parts to fail. Proven platforms. Engines like the GM 5.3L and Ford's Coyote 5.0L have been refined over decades. Long-term survivability. V8s regularly exceed 200,000 miles with basic care. Potential weaknesses. Fuel consumption. Most naturally aspirated V8s get 15 to 18 mpg combined in real-world driving. Higher emissions. Larger displacement equals more CO2 output. More frequent oil changes. Larger oil pans. More oil used. Reliability data. According to J.D. Power 2023 Vehicle Dependability Study, V8-equipped full-size pickups tend to require more service visits for engine-related components compared to V6 EcoBoost models. The 5.3 V8 from GM had a solid reputation, but slightly higher repair costs post 100,000 miles compared to Ford's 2.7-liter and 3.5-liter EcoBoost. Real-world owner reports. EcoBoost owners speak. In 2024, the F-150 EcoBoost Owners Group on Facebook surpassed 125,000 members, many of whom shared testimonials of reaching 150,000 plus miles with only routine maintenance. Key reports. A 2016 F-150 2.7-liter owner in Texas reported reaching 185,000 miles with no major repairs aside from spark plugs and coil packs. A 2015 Explorer Sport owner with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost hit 210,000 miles and still had the original turbochargers. However, others noted, early 2011 to 2013 EcoBoost models had issues with condensation in the intercooler and timing chain stretch, later resolved through design changes and recalls. V8 owner experiences. V8 drivers also praise longevity. A 2012 Ram 1500 Hemi owner reported 240,000 miles with only basic service. A 2018 Mustang GT owner reached 103,000 miles with the original clutch and engine, noting the 5.0-liter V8 ran like new. One downside, V8s tend to require more regular fluid checks and show higher wear on engine mounts due to vibration over time. Industry comparisons and testing. Controlled study. Fleet Vehicle Data Fleet Management Company, Enterprise Fleet Services analyzed 20,000-plus commercial trucks between 2015 and 2022. EcoBoost trucks had 15% fewer service visits and 23% lower fuel costs than V8 trucks. V8 trucks had better towing durability in extreme heat and elevation. Another test by Car and Driver in 2023 showed a 3.5-liter EcoBoost F-150 outperformed the 5.0-liter V8 in towing a 9,000-pound trailer up an 8% incline by 3.2 seconds. However, the V8 version had less heat soak under continuous load. The verdict: which engine wins over 100,000 miles? EcoBoost pros: better fuel economy, lower emissions, strong real-world reliability, post-2014 models, lower lifetime fuel and maintenance costs per most studies. EcoBoost cons: complex systems mean higher costs if major repairs are needed, sensitive to poor maintenance, especially oil intervals. V8 pros: proven toughness, easier to work on, fewer sensors turbos to fail, better under max load conditions. V8 cons: higher gas bills, more frequent tune-ups, higher emissions and larger environmental footprint. Conclusion: what should you choose? If your driving style involves frequent towing, rugged terrain, or simple reliability with fewer moving parts, a V8 engine might still be the best option, particularly for long-distance hauling or commercial use. However, for the average truck or SUV owner putting on a lot of highway miles, the EcoBoost engine proves to be more cost-effective, with solid reliability and better fuel savings over 100,000-plus miles. The key to EcoBoost longevity is strict maintenance, especially oil changes using the correct synthetic grade. In today's automotive landscape, both engine types can last well past 100,000 miles. But based on real-world data and fleet analysis, EcoBoost engines slightly edge out V8s in terms of total ownership cost, fuel efficiency, and reduced downtime.